Righto, this is part 2 of my new lawn project. I'm going to start. I haven't sprayed yet because life gets in the road, but I need to clear out a lot of these overgrown things. Like this is a hedge plant that should really only be that high, and it's all the way up there, so cut that off, create more sunlight coming in. And it's the same with this garden over here. The rest of the gardens, like there's one over there, one here, and it's nice tropical plants, but this one in the middle is just these we call them leopard trees, but they're like poincianas or something, and they've overtaken this garden simply because there's a big one out the front, big one right out the front there, that throws its seeds down, and they've grown, and this has been a rental house and still is. So no one's really cared about this garden. So these trees have grown, and they shouldn't have grown. They shouldn't have been let to grow. So they've shaded out all of the good tropical plants that were in there, and they've just died off. So I don't see the point in having, you can see through there, a nice little tropical garden there. There was remnants of one on that side of the driveway. This one here, and then having this one in the middle, it's just, well, it's a nothing garden really. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a lot of these trees that really shouldn't have been there in the first place, and then in time we're going to transplant some of these into this one. So we've got the same theme across all of the gardens here. So today is basically trimming out a lot of shading plants that will cause issues for the grass going forward. So after I've cleaned up all this, will be the poisoning of the old weeds. So that's the plan. This is obviously, they've got to come down further, the hedge plants that have been overgrown. So yeah, all right, let's get into it. Rightio, so this will be my weapon of choice. It's a Stihl MS-180. No, they didn't give it to me. I paid for it with my own money, and I went to the Stihl shop at Jim Boomba and bought it. So I am not a chainsaw guy. I don't have much experience with them. I've done a little bit here and there. This is a good little saw. I've probably used it twice for tiny little things. So this is what I will be using to trim back the trees. Okay, so the hedge plant has been given a haircut, and if left unsupervised I may go a bit silly. This tree here has been, mainly because this power lines was growing through the power lines. So look, in the interest of safety, I brought that down. There's that tree there is also through the power lines, but look, it's a pretty tall tree, and I'm not, as I said before, a chainsaw guy, so someone else will have to deal with that. But, the power lines are rubbing against it, so I think something needs to be done about that. I might get onto the real estate people and say, hey, what can we do here, because it's a little bit unsafe. So yeah, these hedge plants have been put back again. Look, seriously, if you've got hedges and you're using a chainsaw to bring them back to size, you left it too late. Like, get a hedge trimmer, pull them down a bit. So yeah. Right, so this little thing is an absolute weapon, worth every cent. If you're a home domestic gardener, I suppose, which is what the fanatics are aimed towards, then this is awesome. This is a great bit of kit for you. So yeah, have a look at the Stihl MS-180. Righto guys, so just do a quick lawn update. Cut cut a lot of trees back or out in that centre garden there. Cleaned it up. It's now raining on me. which it hasn't been months. Glyphosated yesterday, so that will die off over the next week. But as you can see, there's a lot more available light coming into where I want to grow the lawn. And we're looking at early March to throw the sprigs down. So I'll get onto Wald today to organise that. But next step will be to scarify up all the dead grass, get all that out, aerate it, try and break up the soil compaction. I might throw some amendments in or something like that. Do a pH test. And from there we're just going to top dress. There's quite a large depression over there that'll need to get filled in, and over this section here is actually quite lumpy as well. But you can see there's a real lump around there, or depression that needs to be filled up. So yeah, probably look for 4 or 5 cubes of something sandy-ish, and we'll throw sprigs on top of that, and then maybe a little bit of top dress over the top just to hold them down. It's yeah, early March we're looking at. So yeah, that's probably the end of video number 2, and video 3 will be aerating and top dressing. Cheers.